Raza had always thought his grandfather was eccentric, but discovering a spaceship hatch in the basement floor of the inherited house in Lahore took eccentricity to an entirely new level. The circular metal door seamlessly integrated into what he had assumed was just an oddly textured concrete floor, bore symbols that seemed to shift and shimmer when he wasn't looking directly at them. "Fiza, you need to see this," he called to his research partner from the university's xenoarchaeology department. They had been cataloging his grandfather's collection of artifacts for weeks, dismissing most as elaborate hoaxes or reproductions. Fiza descended the narrow stairs, her tablet in hand and skepticism written across her face. That expression vanished the moment she saw the hatch. "Raza, these symbols. They match the fragmentary inscriptions from the Kepler 442b excavation." Her voice barely rose above a whisper. The discovery that had made headlines 6 months ago, humanity's first confirmed evidence of extraterrestrial civilization, suddenly seemed less unique. Raza's grandfather, a quiet man who had claimed to be a cultural exchange coordinator for most of his adult life, had apparently been sitting on something far more significant. After 3 hours of careful examination and documentation, they finally activated the opening mechanism. The hatch spiraled open with a soft pneumatic hiss, revealing a ladder that descended into blue-lit darkness. The air that wafted up smelled of ozone and something indefinably alien, not unpleasant, just other. "We should call the authorities," Fiza said, even as she swung her leg over the threshold. "After we take a look," Raza replied, following her down. The chamber below defied the modest dimensions of the house above. Crystalline walls stretched into a vast space filled with what could only be described as a ship's bridge. Stations with softly glowing interfaces surrounded a central command chair, while holographic displays showed star charts that included Earth's solar system alongside dozens of others. But it was the figure in the command chair that made them both freeze. "Grandfather?" Raza breathed. The elderly man turned, and while his face was recognizably human, his eyes held depths that seemed to contain galaxies. "Hello, Raza. I wondered when you'd find this place, though I admit I hoped it would be later rather than sooner." "You're supposed to be dead," Fiza stated bluntly, her scientific mind grappling with impossibilities. "I am, in the conventional sense," Raza's grandfather replied with a sad smile. "This is a consciousness transfer, a final gift from friends I made long ago. I've been waiting to explain everything." Over the next hour, he told them a story that reframed humanity's entire understanding of its place in the cosmos. Earth wasn't an isolated world that had recently achieved spaceflight. It was a protected planet, quarantined by the Galactic Collective after humanity's first tentative radio broadcasts had been intercepted 50 years earlier. "Most species," his grandfather explained, "develop along predictable paths. They achieve interstellar travel, join the collective, and settle into comfortable mediocrity. But humans," he chuckled, "humans terrified them." "Terrified them how?" Raza asked. "By being impossibly creative in impossible situations. The test scenarios they ran, using our own fiction as baselines, showed that humans consistently found solutions that violated every statistical model. We turned losses into victories through sheer bloody-minded refusal to accept defeat. We made allies out of enemies through empathy that other species couldn't comprehend. We innovated our way out of extinction-level events using materials and methods that shouldn't have worked." Fiza leaned forward. "So they quarantined us?" "To protect the galaxy from us," his grandfather confirmed. "Or rather, from the disruption we'd caused to their carefully ordered systems. But some of us, we were recruited. Humans who could serve as liaisons preparing for eventual integration. I spent 40 years out there helping establish protocols for first contact." He gestured to the displays around them. "This ship contains the complete cultural archives of 17 different species, detailed analyses of human behavior patterns that took decades to compile, and most importantly, the central display shifted to show a countdown timer with just under 3 days remaining. The Collective Council's final decision on humanity's status, They've been debating for decades whether to initiate formal contact or extend the quarantine indefinitely. "What can we do?" Raza asked. His grandfather's consciousness form smiled. "What humans always do. The impossible." He activated a communication array. "This ship is equipped with diplomatic-grade quantum communicators. You have 72 hours to prepare humanity's case before the Council. Not through governments or institutions, they're expecting that. Do it the human way. Which is, figure it out as you go. Refuse to accept no for an answer, and make them see that what they fear about us is exactly what the galaxy needs." As alarms began chiming throughout the ship, indicating incoming collective vessels, Fiza grabbed Raza's hand. "So we're about to become humanity's first alien ambassadors?" "Looks like it," Raza replied, settling into the co-pilot's chair. "Grandfather, how do we contact every major communication network on Earth simultaneously?" The old man's laugh echoed through the chamber. "That's my boy, always asking the right impossible questions." Outside, the first scout ships of the Galactic Collective dropped out of hyperspace, expecting to find a quiet world still ignorant of the larger universe. Instead, they found Earth's communication networks already buzzing with impossible plans, impossible hope, and impossible determination to prove that humanity belonged among the stars. The galaxy was about to learn what humans really meant by, "Hold my beer and watch this." 3 days later, the Galactic Collective would unanimously vote to not only end humanity's quarantine, but also to establish Earth as the official headquarters for the Department of Impossible Solutions, a newly created branch of government specifically designed to handle problems that conventional wisdom deemed unsolvable.